next to a cornfield. I mean, a really big cornfield. You hear no crickets, you hear no katydids, you hear no singing. You don't hear anything in there because all it is corn. Now remember, corn is a grass, or in the grass family, and grasses are pollinated by the wind. They're not pollinated by insects. So there's no reason for an insect to go into this very intensively planted area that has these rows that are all really close together. You know, back when I was little and there was a cornfield, you could run between the rows of corn. Now you can, you have to like part the corn to be able to walk through the corn. And again, to the credit of the farmer, they're trying to make the biggest amount of yield that they can. This is money to them. This is their livelihood. This is how they survive. So they're going to do all the things that they need to do to continue to, keep their farm viable, things like that. But again, when you come in and you're spraying herbicide to keep other plants from growing up in between these rows, you're poisoning that land, you're poisoning the crop, even with Roundup Ready, that whole deal there, where the seeds themselves are pretty much oblivious to when Roundup is applied, so they continue to grow, but everything else doesn't. So think about when you see areas like that, these ground nesting birds such as bobolinks, meadowlarks, big thistles, they like a meadow, just a plain old meadow. It doesn't have to have corn in it, doesn't have to have soybeans. It could have a bunch of weeds, or what most people think are weeds. It could be a hay field. They love hay fields. But unfortunately, when it's time to cut the hay, that's when the birds are nesting. So they come in, they cut the hay, and they... So when you are watching a farmer go in and cut their hay field, and all of the turkey vultures are circling, you know what has happened. That the birds' nests have gotten caught up in the process, the meadow voles have gotten caught up in the process, and they're going to come in and clean it up. Okay? Again, something like this, where they come in and they cut all the forest, and they're using it for agriculture. Well, many times now what the farmers will do is once the forest is cut, they don't want anything little growing up through it. So they'll go in and just wholesale spray around them. So when you go past a field that looks like it should have milkweed or tall ironweed or anything growing in it, and it's all brown, you know that it's been sprayed with Roundup. They give it some time as the next set of seeds come up in the seed bank, which a lot of seeds can do, live a long time in the seed bank. They'll apply again in the fall, and then they'll plant in the spring. So again, birds like bobolinks and those meadow nesting birds, they don't stand a chance. There's no cover for them. They go to another place to find another place, but a lot of times there may not be another place. So, even if you then need to come in and make that large of an area, wouldn't it be great if you left some acreage that was just fallow and, the meadow plants could grow and some of these birds could actually make a home there. Cancer rates are increasing. We know that. The research is everywhere out there. And there is a direct relation to the intensive farming, not because of the farming itself, but because of the pesticides and the herbicides that are used to make the farming what it is. So, what can we do? Well, again, I really have to, the farmers have to make a living, and you have to think, okay, if I'm a farmer, I'm going to do whatever I can do to make it work. But a lot of our farming areas are turning into organic farming, which means the definition is that there's no use of chemicals, pesticides, the whole bit. A truly organic farm uses natural products, natural fertilizers, things like that, and good old-fashioned hard work. I mean, they're out there doing these things. A lot of organic farms don't have big machinery such as this to come in and do all those chemical applications. They're focusing on, you want to focus on trying to maintain the long-term fertility of the soil, because when we lose the soil, we lose everything, because that's what allows our plants to grow, whether it's native plants or non-native plants. If our soil becomes devoid of all the organisms and all the fungi and things that make it viable, the rest of the stuff isn't going to happen. Here's our little bumblebee that we know is in great decline because of some of our practices. Can't do enough to help the bees. Okay, we need to kind of watch. The spread of invasives is often facilitated by land abuse. And again, because these species do very well on land that has been abused, there's really not a lot of chance for our natives. So we got Eurasian bittersweet, we've got the earthworms. None of our earthworms are native. If you didn't know that, don't go and buy them and put them in your ground. Garlic mustard, another one that has come from across the big ocean. It is a mustard, which means if you're a West Virginia white butterfly, all butterflies and moths taste with their feet. So they land on the plant, they said, this is a mustard, I can lay my eggs on here, because when my caterpillars hatch, they can eat it. Well, unfortunately for them, garlic mustard has other chemicals in it, so even though they can feel that it's a mustard, they lay their eggs on there. After that egg hatches, the little caterpillar eats its egg first, and then it starts to eat the plant, and it can't go on to the next instar because the chemicals in the plant poison it. So that's another reason why this particular species, this West Virginia white, is so imperiled, because this has come and taken over many of the areas where the native toothwort grows. Ladybugs. We all love ladybugs, but we all shouldn't love the non-native ladybugs. The Asian lady beetle is primarily what you all see when you see a ladybug. They're bigger. When they land on you, they bite you. They spend their winter in your window wells, behind your screens. You open, something, and you've got ladybugs. How can you tell them apart? Well, there's a head, there's a thorax, there's an abdomen. It's not the color necessarily, it's not the number of spots, but if you look at the thorax and that black line or that black pattern either looks like an M or a W, depending on how you're looking at it. That is a non-native ladybug. Okay, what can you do? Well, you can step on it. They smell too when you crush them. They don't smell nice. Okay. You can carry around a little jar of soapy water and drop them in the jar. You can, pay your grandkids a nickel a ladybug, whatever. Praying mantis, the same thing. But again, they're very invasive. Why are they invasive? Well, they were brought here to both their larvae and the adults will eat aphids. And since most gardeners back in the day were rose gardeners, they didn't care for the aphids eating the roses. So they said, we'll send you ladybugs. Well, they sent them ladybugs that were all non-native ladybugs. And now we have all these non-native ladybugs that eat our native ladybugs. So you can be very hard-pressed to find a native ladybug anywhere anymore. Okay, reed grass, narrowleaf cattail, emerald ash borer, all of these are all things that didn't come from here. But they do very well here. Okay, emerald ash borer, if you're not familiar, get familiar. If you haven't lost all your ash trees, you likely will. Okay? They're native to Northeast Asia. They were first discovered in the Detroit area in 2002. Well, a lot of people go up to Wisconsin and Michigan and Minnesota, and they cut firewood, they bring it back down here, and they brought these guys. Okay? It has destroyed tens of millions of ash trees in 30 states. Now I think we're up to about 32. The females lay their eggs in bark crevices. See just to keep you following here. When the print is a color, then there's an arrow or a circle that corresponds with it. So here's a larva, purple, okay. That is in the tree. The eggs are laid in the bark underneath so that it does this. And it makes these tunnels, green, okay. That keeps the nutrients from coming from the ground and reaching the top of the tree. So this is why the tree dies. And it will look like this after several years of infestation. And all these flat little white areas are where the woodpeckers will peck into and eat the larvae. So if there's a good thing about the emerald ash borer, it has increased our woodpecker population substantially. But, the woodpeckers were doing fine without the emerald ash borer. They didn't really need that. So when the tunnels are made, then they emerge as these adults, and that's like in a year or two. Ash trees that are all dead. Some people live on streets where the whole street was lined with them, and all of them either had to be removed because they might fall in cars, whatever. If you have an ash tree that is somewhere that isn't going to fall on your house or your car or something like that, leave it, because then the woodpeckers do come in. Other cavities are created, other animals can use that, but if it's going to be, buy local and burn local. When you bring in things from other areas, you never know what you're going to bring in from the, you know, the bad side, this is the bad spectrum side. Okay, the hemlock woolly adelgid. It's coming. It's already here. Some of you hopefully have not seen this if you have hemlock trees. It's already in the Hocking Hills. If you have not seen what this creature has done to the Great Smoky Mountains, go online and look at an aerial view. Great Smoky Mountains were primarily eastern hemlock. Now they're primarily grime. It's very, very sad. It's an aphid-like insect that, again, disrupts the flow of nutrients to the twigs and the needles.